Hey everyone, this is part 7 of the Coles steam engine build. This is actually part 3 of the cylinder machining. I should have put this out a while ago, but I just didn't get it done, and so this is kind of a catch-up video. After getting the cylinder bored, I went ahead and put it back on the mill. And I used parallels to go ahead and some 1-2-3 blocks to go ahead and get that cylinder set properly in my vise so I can machine the surface that the valve will be riding on. I'm using just a facing mill to bring this down to spec. It did a pretty good job. A lot of this video is sped up, so you'll see that as it moves along. Right now I'm just getting the distance between the invert of the cylinder bore to the valve port face at the right distance. Once this surface is complete, before assembly it'll also be stoned to a really smooth surface so that the valve itself will seat well on it. The next step is to go ahead and mill in the valve ports on the valve side, valve chest side. I started using a 4-flute end mill, and that didn't work out as good as I had hoped. So you'll see me change that out for 2 flute slotting end mill, and that seemed to work really well to get these ports machined in. In the process of milling these ports in, I accidentally moved the Y handle instead of the X handle once, and so that shifted all these ports a little bit, but they're about a 1/16 off of center, which I really don't think that's going to be an issue for the operation of the steam engine, but we'll see when the time comes. There's plenty of room there for adjustment. After getting to the plunge depth, I simply just lock the quill in position and use the X-axis to go ahead and mill the length of the port. Turned out pretty good. Well, everything was set up. I went ahead and drilled in the bolt holes for the cover, for the steam chest and the steam chest cover. Spot facing those, and then I'll come in with a drill for 632, 632 tap, and get those in place as well, using the DRO to get those positions all where they need to be. One of the things I've learned when setting drill bits in these keyless chucks is once it's kind of snug, go ahead and rotate the drill bit just a little bit inside the chuck, just to make sure that it's not sitting on any raised portions from the stamping of the size, and then it just seems to run a lot truer. And I already did pull the bearings on the Y and the Z axis and re-greased them so my squeal went away when I was moving those. Tapping these steam chest bolts for 632. You'll be able to see that these ports are shifted about a 1/16 of an inch one way. And that should be easy enough to compensate with the eccentric strap. Just adjusting that a little bit. That plug was just cut off of the mandrel I made for machining purposes while it was in the lathe. And those are shifted just a little bit, but it should be fine. Next step is to drill in the ports, and there wasn't really any specifications on the prints, and so I used an end mill and got the port area. And then I made myself a scribe, and that works really good as a pointer. And so I penciled the line on the side of the cylinder where that port needed to be and used the scribe to make sure that that drill bit was going to go exactly alongside that line. And it came out really well. The holes came out half in the bottom of the port and half on the side of the port cut out. And so it turned out really, really well. See you guys in the next one.